Steel strings wail, thunder roars, battered heart, open source, weight of lies, pulling tight, you're the darkness in my night. Broke me in, broke me down, shattered soul hit the ground, echo scream, no safe sound, broke me in, broke me down.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. It is Friday, July 11th, 2025. I'm your host, Rich Giordano, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. My electronics all day have been faulty. The phone will... It won't shut it won't shut up. Even when I turn the volume off, turn off notification. It's like, how? I turned everything off. So I'm really edgy right now because this just won't shut the front door. Even when I try to lower the volume, it won't even show the volume going. It'll take several seconds, and then now it's showing me that it's lowering. Oh, there it goes. You know, I made my last payment on this phone last month. It's paid off now. And I've been having nothing but problems. I hate the scam. I hate this freaking world we live in. Why can't things just work the way they're supposed to? Every phone I've had, seriously, that I've been keeping track of since iPhone 6. As soon as you make the last payment, you start having problems. I started having problems the next day. Never had a problem with the phone. All of a sudden now I got to wait for screens to pop up. I'm trying to make a thumbnail and I got to sit there and wait. I never had to wait. All I have is probably on my computer now. Same thing. It's like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I had to clean up the computer again. You know, when you run low on memory, things will go awry. They don't start working well. So you have to clean stuff up. And I had some cleaning up to do, but I didn't think I was at the point where it was going to interfere with everything. It's just very frustrating as a professional interneter. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, tonight I want to talk about again, and no Greer tonight. And I don't expect a crowd at all tonight. I'm surprised. Friday's the worst. I almost didn't do a show because Fridays suck in ufology. For us, anyway. Always have. Always. Even when we used to get 130 to 150 people, it would be almost half. So I don't expect a lot of people here tonight. So we'll laugh it up for a fuzzball. I'm the only one who cares anyway. There's no real alien technology or alien bodies in anyone's possession. Anyone's? Did I spell that wrong? It looks weird the way it's separated. Anyone. ANYONE apostrophe S. Anyone's? I don't know. But look, in modern history, the last 77, 78 years, let's just say 100. But since Roswell, everybody's been keeping tabs on the UFO scene. You know what I mean? People have been keeping tabs on who's keeping track of what objects are coming where, What are they announcing through the Pentagon, the DOD? What are they doing? Are they keeping this stuff from the public? Yes. Why? Dangerous? They don't know. Probably. If it can move the way it moves and has the energy source they think it has, then yeah, it can be turned into a weapon of vast destruction. See. So, there's a lot of weird stuff going on. Like, we've been talking about it in depth for a long time, at least 7-8 years, about how there's probably a rogue agency that has the tech and didn't want to give it to the government. And they all of a sudden, we don't have any. I don't know what you're talking about. We know that's your tech. That's our tic tac, not yours. And now the tic tac's in the hands of maybe domestic. You know, you don't want to say that name because the algorithm hates the terrorism. But that's what they're worried. Greer's big worry is that it's rogue, it's us, Americans. We're doing this to test our own, to see what they can get away with, and obviously they can get away with everything. So what's the plan? What are they waiting for? If they're going to do something, do it. What are they going to do, everybody? What are they going to do? What's going to happen? It's not aliens. Get that out of your heads. It's not alien. It's not even alien tech. How's that? Oh. How about this? How about it's human technology, ancient, thousands of years ago, right? And the reason they have the big eyes, the head, because they wore that shit, you know, as like a helmet, or maybe just because it's cool looking. You know what I mean? Probably no such thing as aliens with big eyes and a big head. It's probably just some sort of suit. You know? Go back 50,000 years and they got their own world going. Everything's going on. Right? Everything's zipping around in this world of rocks, right? There's this technology. Who knows how they came up with it? And they have the technology to meld rocks, metals, put things together seamlessly. Where'd they go? Where is everybody? What happened to them? Boom? Chalaga boom? Did they leave the planet? I don't know. What happened? Where are they now? Ufology. In a new episode of Where Are They Now? The Alien Edition. Dun dun dun! Tonight we're going to be talking about the Greys. Where'd they come from? Do they have parents? Or were they created? Well, we'll talk to a few people in what they call ufological world. Ufology is really what it is. UFology. No, that's not it. All right, who's here tonight, everybody? Tony, the T, the O-N-Y. What's up, Chief? How you doing, eh? Overland of BC. Welcome to... Hey, 105 in California. Where? Palm Springs? In Arizona right now, it's 107 in Phoenix. Jason Semero, how you doing in Vegas? 108. Giddy up. Man, welcome to this show. How is everybody? Daniel Larson, hey, with 2 S's. He says, I'm looking to add, I'm looking to take up my drone activity once again after 7 years. What drone is up these days? And tip, Rich, what drone is the real deal? I'm not sure what you mean right there, but I think what you're saying, if I hear you correctly, get a DJI drone, if that's what you're asking me. The objects we see over Jersey and all those drones, those are the real drones. It's our tech. Now, apparently, it's Lockheed Martin. I don't know, DL. Good to see you, though. Thor Panku. How you doing, man? What's that? How do I put this, Rich? The weapon is in Canadian hands. Oh, it is? Well, that came out of left field. Why? What am I missing? Why am I not knowing about that? See, this is what interests me. The things that I don't know, and I don't know how I don't know. Canada? It's interesting. Hey, Jeff Garvey, how you doing? How you doing? Paul Callahan, how you doing? Welcome to the show, Fowler. Paul Callahan Fowler. You need to protect your eyes from the radiation you get in space. Okay. Or your brain gets tumors so quick. Eyes are holes in the skull, stuff bounces around. Yeah, like our eyes are just mush, right? They're just really mushy. Like, right? You can just bite an eye. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Welcome to the show. Glenn Collins, how you doing, GC? Welcome to the show. SL, hi, how you doing? Metalhead, welcome again. I'll say it twice because it's the kind of guy I am. Welcome to the show. Derek Kennedy, how you doing? Scott Blight, Power Off, rounding out the hellos. If I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. Chicken Coop Confidential, welcome to the show. It means we got a lot of show to do. Brooke is, huh? Well, David Wilcox, not Wilcox. All right, let's get started. Good timing, everybody. Good timing. All right. I do have a lot of stuff. Like really weird stuff. I don't even know. I don't even want. I don't even. I almost. All right. Let me see here what I want to start with. I don't know what's going on here. Let me see something. Oh no. Yeah. Let me get the volume's a little low on this video for some reason. Now, I don't want to put a fear in anybody, but McDonald's had an interesting thing happen in one of their meat suppliers stores. Human remains were found, like thousands and thousands of body parts being chopped up into the meat. Yummy.
Part of that investigation is that
you have to turn up the volume. That's not my fault. I don't have that control, so go ahead, turn it up. Turn up the radio.
winding down at all yet?
It is indeed, Jeff. Take a live look behind me. This is what's left of the FBI evidence recovery team inside this car. And take a look at this vehicle. We believe this is the owner of the business just returning to take back possession of his business. More on that in a second. But take a look. Another busy day out here on Detroit's east side, just down the road from City Airport. Sources say they have removed several boxes of what is believed to be human remains. Sources say many people. This was a big operation. And get this, inside this business, a saw used to cut up bodies, it is believed, all taken away as evidence to the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office where it will be tested. This business is known as International Biological. It advertised as a medical educational service provider. The owner is Art Rathburn. He has a mortician license, has had in Michigan since 1982, but the big question is, did he get human bodies illegally? And was he selling them illegally? Just moments ago, the owner, we believe, showed up. I tried to ask him some questions. Mr. Rathburn, will you talk with us?
That guy was so upset he fell to pieces.
What do you have to hide, sir?
See what I did there? That's unbelievable. All right, we get it. He's not talking. Why did I show that? That's a good question. I like to throw in non-ufological stories every now and then just to keep you on your toes, right? That should make you feel good about the next thing I'm going to show you. I don't know if I can do this. Well, there's admittance. Some of you still don't believe chemtrails are real. I don't know how. How do you not know? after they've admitted that there's chemtrails that actually change the weather, maybe change people, make them sick. Mm-hmm. Well, all right, I'll play it. I'll play that video of the chemtrails. Dr. Deagle, he says, I was the doctor that was treating the pilots that were contaminated. No, I don't know. Here, let's see what he says. Here, it's interesting, though. Who does he look like?
And chemtrails, by the way, barium salts are in chemtrails. They are 10,000 times more toxic to your nervous system than lead.
Wow.
They contain mycobacteria, viruses, Pseudomonas florensis bacteria, human plasma. Wonder what human plasma is doing in chemtrails. And this is not by conjecture. I did a lot of research before I'd ever say this. But these chemtrails are nasty. And there's 3 reasons for chemtrails. The first is and I talked to my NSA buddies at Fort Carson, Peterson Air Force Base, and Buckley, where I was actually their doctor taking care of the pilots flying and spraying the chemtrails. So I know it's real. If anybody says it's not real, they're full of it. Okay? Because I'm a whistleblower. On the inside, it's not open for discussion. And my NSA buddies told me, 95% of them told me, they were up there trying to spray to reflect the sun out to stop global warming. So most of them are dumb enough to believe that garbage. Okay? And also in the chemtrails, and there's a link directly that Jeff Francis found out, and I'm going to have Dr. Staninger and Dr. Carjou on in about a week on my radio show. And I've done some investigations, and there's very solid evidence now that Morgellons is caused by a silicon-based nanomachine life form that
That's
does not...
disgusting. Morgellons disease. How do you say it? Morgellons? I don't know if you've ever seen some of the stuff that comes out of the skin that they're blaming on chemtrails, but it's fibers like silk, cotton. Kelly Lewis renewed her membership to Truthology for Ufology. That's a goof on member if I've ever known one. Thank you, Kelly Lewis, because the EW is the only way. Grazie, mucho gusto, e generoso. By the way, I forgot to mention, if you want to help support monetarily, all the links are in the show description. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. You could even give someone a membership. All right, giddy up.
Originate on planet Earth.
Thanks, Kelly.
Is that not interesting?
Thanks, Kelly.
This is a silicon-based life form
Thanks, Kelly.
that is intelligent like bees or ants, and it fights back. Conversion of the atmosphere into a plasma for weather modification, geotectonic warfare, scalar mind control technologies, the woodpecker, which has been discovered back in the 70s, HARP, the Tetra system in the United Kingdom, Gwen towers in the United States, and the Iridium satellite system connected to the cell towers in the United Kingdom, Gwen towers in the United States, and the Iridium
Twin towers?
Satellite system connected to the cell towers and the smart highways is all based on not only sending out a signal to track you, but Nokia, which is one of the leading cell companies, has figured out a new way to cut down the need for increase the amount of signal by 3 to 5 times as many cell phones in the same signal area by beaming the signal directly to you. But they can also, besides the cell signal, they can actually have a biocoded signal to your DNA to affect your physiology and insert thoughts into your mind.
Do you know that's what I thought was happening to me? Because it happens on such a schedule that what else could it be? Yeah, and I'm not joking. There have been times where I've been on the show and you've, seen me go, oh my God, my ear, I'm hearing a high-pitched noise. I don't know if it's been happening my whole life. I'm assuming it happens to everybody. And I don't think it has to do with signals all the time or me being a TI, which is a targeted individual. I mean, I'm nobody that you need to take out or make miserable. It is funny. It just started, though, about a year or so after Lou Eliganzo, came out, made a fool of himself, and then the attacks began. Actually, they weren't attacks. They were us telling the truth. So it makes you wonder. Yeah. Every now and then I'd be sitting watching TV, just like on the show here. And I'd go, all of a sudden, and really loud in my right ear, and then I'd get sick the next day. Why don't you get sick right then and there? It percolates. I don't know. But the reason I don't think it's that, I don't think I'm a TI, it's because I don't hear it every time. It's very, very rare. Maybe 2 times out of 5 years. And 50 million sessions. All right. Chilling footage right here. Whether you believe this or not is up to you. I, for one, don't believe it. It's too good looking to be true. And what do we say? It's too good to be true. It usually is. And what else do we say? If something doesn't make sense, most likely it's not true. Thanks, Judge Judy. And that is true. Take a look at this. Decide, does this look real or does this look real fake? Giddy up. Okay, that's all I needed to see. I mean, to me, that's bad acting. But anyway, let's start over. I was sold right then and there. Come on, Grandma, show me those hands. I like how everybody's just chill, right? Well, that's peculiar. Should we go over and see if Mary's okay? No, but this chair's gonna go see if she's okay. Are you okay, lady? It's weird. They all moved, like, when the chair moved. They didn't move after the chair. It's like, watch. They knew the chair was moving. Watch. Watch. The chair didn't move. Chair didn't move. Grandpa's already moving. Right? Why? Why? Where's he going? He already moved. He twitched. That is a false start, as they call it in football. Watch. You mother's monkey. Anyway, that usually the thing would move and then people go nuts. Like, this guy's looking down at them going, you're a little early. A little bit. This guy's like, what are they doing? And it's dark. Yeah, it's night vision. So it's all bad acting. Okay, giddy up. I said giddy up. Oh, come on. I love how nobody gave a shit. They let this poor lady suffer, right? I like Grandpa over here in the top right. It's all dark. They don't know what's going on. So he hears all them, and then he goes. He doesn't know why they're running. Look, he doesn't know what to do. Oh yeah, they're gotta go. I gotta go. That's right. I forgot what they told me in practice. Look at the chair. I like the lady right here. I like watching her. Look, now she flaps her wings. Look. Near. I can't help it. All right. Hey, I gotta let it out once in a while myself. All right, let's move along. Oh, now this one is really, really good. This is what I call a third phase of moon type of video. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I went there. So what does that mean? It means it's too good to be true. but we don't know. We're not there. We can't see what's in the air. I don't know. We're not there. We can't see what's in the air, but the video.
Me puede decir que concha tu madre es esa weá, por favor.
Eh,
En verdad ya me estoy friqueando así ya hace el perrito. Esa weá. No sé qué chucha es esa weá.
I don't know about you, but that looks pretty fake to
Qué
me.
mierda, weón.
Doesn't it
No,
look
que yo
fake?
lo estoy friqueando.
Or do you think it's real?
¿Qué es esa weá?
I don't
Macho,
know.
concha tu madre. Pero qué mierda.
Well, could it be a blimp? Could it be the TR-34?
Pero mal no hay nadie, concha tu madre, weón.
TR-3C?
Weón, ¿qué es esa weá?
Stupid. So immature. Come on, what is it? I got my nose. What is on me? Ooh, what was that? Did you hear that? What did they do? Go over the, she's going over the line.
You know where?
You know what? All right, let's take a look at this. What do we got here? I don't know, but it looks awful. It looks fake. But I don't know. I don't know. That's that. What'd you say? What's that? What do you think? I'm not hiding alien bodies, guy, and I'm taking credit for everything I've done in my life, whether or not good or bad. Tony, speeding, hi, Samo. Alien technology and bodies on Earth are more plausible than demonic possession and supernatural claims. Wow, really, TD Agent 123? I beg to differ. Wow. Why is that? Because it's hard to believe they come from a place of almost cloakness, dimensional, whereas aliens are more concrete, tangible, you can see, touch, feel, taste, right? That, I get where you're coming from, I do. But I don't know, man. You know, I used to think the same thing until it happened to me, till you have an experience. So I don't know how old you are, but hopefully you'll have an experience that can change your mind. And that's all it takes. I don't know what to tell you. I can't make you believe it. All I can say is there's something going on. And I have a hard time with the aliens. I have a hard time with it now. Well, I'll tell you why, folks. The evidence. That's why. Look, I even said it. There's no real alien technology or alien bodies in anyone's possession that we know of. Why? Because after all these years, the alien technology has never been measured by anybody that we could see, touch, taste, feel, or whatever the fifth one is. Right? Nothing. We get nothing. And this is what's frustrating. Oh, I just heard a thing and pitch in my ear. It was really short though. It was like that, like a very high pitch. Then it was gone after like 2 seconds. It was the same exact sound, same pitch. Anyway, I had it one night where it hurt my ear. It hurt for like 2 days afterwards too. Anyway, there's just no evidence. And then when we get people that want to show us stuff on camera, we get stuff that looks like this. And how are we supposed to believe that's legitimate? Drive up to it. Shine a flashlight, a laser beam, honk your horn, flash your beams. They did nothing. No effort whatsoever. And astronauts, astronomers, geologists. Why geologists? Because they find stuff in the ground that gets taken away, right? I found a really special kind of rock. It's got this metal, it's got layers, and where'd it go, right? Yeah. Well, Gemini 4 astronaut James McDivitt's UFO sighting. When was that? 74? What is it? The Brady Bunch. Wait, what? What are they saying? Brady Bunch 1974. What the hell does that mean? Take a look at this, or listen, and a look. I guess there's some evidence here.
During my flight on Gemini 4 in 1965, I saw an object in space fairly close to our spacecraft.
All right, what does that look like? Tic-tac. What do you see around it? Well, we'll never know, but it almost looks like there's an equator, like a lifted up equator. Boop.
That I could not identify. It looked to me like maybe the upper stage of another rocket. I tried to take some pictures of it, but unfortunately the pictures did not come out properly. We never were able to identify what it was, and all of our ground radar tracking data indicated that there shouldn't have been another object anywhere near us at the time.
Now, Brigadier General Jim McDivitt not only was a former astronaut, he also claims to have seen an unidentified flying object. First, welcome here. When was that, General?
It was during the flight of Gemini 4, Mario, in June of 1965.
Could you describe this UFO for us?
Yes, it was a white object. If it had been about that high, it would have been about that big around and had a long white tube sticking out of it.
Any idea what it was?
I tried to take some pictures, but because of the way the camera was set and the way the light was shining on the windshield, we never really got anything back except a couple beautiful sunspots on the window, nothing else.
Yet you still believe that it was a UFO that you saw on that flight in orbit?
Well, it was a UFO. That means unidentified flying object. Whether or not it was life from another planet, I don't really know.
Beautiful.
General, let me lay it on the line. Are you saying, do you believe that life exists elsewhere in the universe?
Uh-oh.
Yes, Mario, I really do.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh, I'm so happy.
I think it would. Mario, I really do. I think it would be.
Believe that life exists elsewhere in the universe?
Yes, Mario, I really do. I think it would be very naive and really super egotistical on our part to believe that we're the only form of life in all this vast, vast universe in which we live.
$1974. 50 years ago. 51. Pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool. So I'm a little worried. Mount Rainier is about to pop. Have you heard? Oh. 340 earthquakes just swarmed Mount Rainier. If it erupts, they could have mud flows, volcanic mud flows that could flood 30 to 40 miles into Seattle or Tacoma. And those cities sit on like an ancient, they sit on the mud flows from the past. So most likely, if there was an explosion at the right angle, oh man. And Rainier's not the only volcano rumbling. Yeah. It's wild. That is unexpected. If that thing goes, oh my God, that would suck. Maybe we'll see the UFOs leave Mount Rainier because, there's so many sightings of UFOs going into that mountain. Can you imagine?
Talk about a volcano in the Pacific Northwest again. Mount Rainier. I know a lot of you.
All right. I need to. How do I not bulge my eye? This is hard to listen to. Go.
Have complaints that I said Mount Rainier, but as a European, sometimes you want to pronounce it like that. Strange things are going on because there is a new chart that has been released by the USGS, and when you see it, maybe you will understand what I mean, because it is a lot different than anything they have seen before, and they have 2 earthquakes now in the higher ranges.
Mount Rainier keeps me up at night because it poses such a great threat to the surrounding communities. Tacoma and South Seattle are built on 100-foot thick ancient mudflows from eruptions of Mount Rainier from millions of years ago.
The summit is very cold, lots of snow, glaciers, ice, and when it eventually erupts, that is all going to melt very quickly and head towards these towns below.
And it keeps coming, it keeps going. If we look at the news or social media, lots of people, is it going to blow? Is it going to erupt? Well, guys, that's the one thing. I told you in my other video, and I urge you to watch it. The biggest threat that comes from Mount Rainier is lahars, volcanic mud flows, and they can happen at any time without an eruption. Because there's so much loose material, you have to think about a landslide coming from a mountain like they're coming in Switzerland, Blatten, and in many other areas. And this shaking could trigger something like that, and that can go like 30-40 miles into the highly densely populated areas. But since this swarm is so different, it sounds like they are not ruling out that something more could be brewing underneath that volcano. You have to read between the lines a little bit. And again, once you see the graphic, I think you'll understand what I mean. That earthquake swarm at Mount Rainier, or underneath Mount Rainier, has produced right now more than 340.
Yeah, and they're all here. They're all centrally located under the volcano itself. They're not scattered out. This isn't good. This is bad. I'm so glad I moved away from that part of the world. Yeah, well, Arizona could be in the line of, oh, well, I doubt. Well, it depends on where, the airflow is. Because usually you get the dip at certain times of the year. Maybe, what do they call that? The airflow? Jet stream. It's a shame if that goes. It's so beautiful to look at. Yeah. See? Oh, all right. All right, you want to see... So, this is fun. I like this stuff. Things you thought were meaning something that mean something else. Things you thought meant one thing mean another. Here we go.
Jingle bells. That is the origin of the song called Jingle Bells, a one-horizontal play by J. Pierpont. It's all about the color with the bells around the necks of the slaves, so the owners could hear when they were trying to flee. You can visit these bells at the Bullock Museum. So it is not a Christmas song for kids. You should read more about James Pierpont. The next time you should think twice before...
I'm not so sure. Yeah, I should have looked into that a little more. Jingle balls, jingle balls. Trump administration believed the public was ready to hear the truth about UFOs per Lou Eliganzo. Do you know that? Yeah. Is this the clearest sign yet that disclosure was closer than we thought? Of course, it's from the UAP Reporting Center. And then that says, hey, what stopped it? And who's still keeping the lid on? All right. First of all, this is how ufology works. You ready? Ready? Any sighting that is deemed legitimate, it's not alien. Let's just get that straight right now. We're already eliminating the aliens out of this picture. Now you have to think about what Greer said, what Eleganzo said, what Grush said, what Fravor said, that these things fly around the world with impunity. And then we just found out, oh, yeah, it's not China, it's not Russia, it's not Iran or Iraq. Oh, no, it's Lockheed. Who? Lockheed Martin? Huh? Yeah. Remember when Fravor said, not Fravor, Ryan Graves said, oh, yeah, we've seen him out there almost every day for 2 years. Every day? For 2 years? Every day? Every day. And no pictures. None. No evidence. Are you kidding? I talk about this through nauseam. It's just disgusting that Ryan Graves didn't, or any of his fly buddies didn't take any pictures with their cell phones, helmet cams, or anything else of the tons and tons. There used to be rows to 20 of them sitting out there in the distance, just, watching us like this. What'd you do? Every day. No, what'd you do? 2 years. Ryan? Huh? What did you do? Oh, yeah. Rose. They were like watching us every day for like 2 years. We saw them. Got it. Yeah. And then David Fravor, forgot my cam. I just didn't put it on. I mean, the most important thing ever in the history of me flying. I forgot to put the helmet on my cam and I forgot to turn it on. Can you believe it? And what about your fly girl buddy? That same thing. She forgot it too. She didn't put it on. Can you believe it? Both of you forgot that, but well, it was just a training, Oh, so when you train, you just don't do certain things because, it's not real. It's just training. Is that what you're telling me? You train that way? Nobody plays baseball and then when they go practice, they just don't go to the left all day long. One's to the left. I'm good on that. I don't need to do it anymore. I do really good going to my left. What kind of logic is this? This is why I don't believe anything they tell me anymore. No, never, nothing. They're all in on it. Every person that speaks that's not a civilian, you have to think that they're in on the conspiracy, the cover up, because guess what? The government pays them. Oh my God. I got to spell it out. I'm just teasing. But it's true. The government pays these people. How would you like it if you didn't get your pension you worked so hard to get? The last 20 years of your life, you're supposed to get $100,000 a year pension. Now you don't get it because you're a dick. Because you wanted to go up against the government. And now they're going to unlawfully seize your shit because you talked about stuff you weren't supposed to. Is this the road you want to go down? See, this is what Greer was talking about. You're going to need that one whistleblower who has no parents, no wife, no children, no grandchildren, no uncle, no aunt, no dog, no fish. This is a lone person who I think, if the government is smart, and they hire people to work with UFOs, back engineer and shit like that, you wouldn't hire somebody like that guy. Because what if you ever need to use the family against them? Oh, you want to talk about UFOs? Here's little Susie. Say hi to Susie. Hey, where's the rest of her? You want to talk? Here's Susie's head. I'll give you the rest of her when we're ready. You bastard. That's how it works. It's ufology. It's a very dangerous world. And you want to be a whistleblower. Hope you don't have any family. Oh, yeah, it's amazing how all of a sudden something's happened to mom, right? She's talking backwards. What? Oh my God, I gotta learn backwards talk. They use that weaponry from space and they beam it down into your freaking head. We're all TI. We're all going down. Anybody who talks about this stuff can be taken out, taken down, taken away, taken aground. What? Go underground? Oh. Did you know that Paul Hynek joins Chris Ramsey in a skiff? Is that true? Is this a lie? I don't care. I'm so done with that. I don't want to hear it. I'm just done. You know, no evidence, and we're still talking like we're gonna get something. It's weird. I couldn't imagine me being in this field 21 years ago, thinking I'd still be saying the same shit I said 21 years ago now, 25 years, 24 years later. What the fuck am I talking about? I can't even think. 21 years later. And then what really irritates me is when you see people like Ashton Forbes, right? This guy is trying to make a living off of the imagination that MH370, you know, the flight that just disappeared without a trace, and then some months, man, I don't know how long later, they, a signal came, and then we don't know, then the signal was gone, and then like hours later, it's back, the signal. It's like, oh, where is it? Oh no. He thinks it's aliens, this guy. He says, I'm going to get the United States to admit what they did to MH370, which they did nothing. And anyone who gets in my way is going to have their life destroyed. I got to tell you, nobody gives a shit, dude. Nobody. And then there's a poem. Look at this. This guy's he's out of his mind. This is what do we call this? A psychopath. Ashton Forbes is talking like a psychopath. You brought the flames and you put me through hell. I had to learn how to fight for myself, and we both know all the truth I could tell. I'll just say this, I wish you farewell. I hope you're somewhere praying. Praying, I hope your soul is changing. Changing, I hope you find your peace. Falling on your knees, praying. What a whack job.
You almost had me fooled.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, no, we don't need that. Here, look. Here's what he thinks that happened. These UFOs, they just abducted them. They took the plane. They did something to it. Oh, it's so crazy. Oh, look at how nutty that is. There goes that bird. Oh, what a whack job. What a world where... Oh, yeah. Wow, that was so legit, dude. That was so legit. So legit. I can't help it. It's so stupid. And he has to know, right? I think Ashton Forbes knows what he's doing. It's like he's trolling. Yeah, he's trolling everybody. He's got to be. It's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, I don't like what what's her name? Scam Bondi? Scam? What she did with the list? She's got to go now.
So then we told them there is no client list.
Sergeant Cornelius, are you sure this will turn the frogs gay?
Of course. They'll never see it coming.
You'll never believe it. Some of them are still wearing masks.
Idiots. And then we told them to drink soybeans instead of milk. And they did it.
I guess they wanted to repair the city's bridge, but we needed to send more bombs to Ukraine.
That's funny. That is really smart. From Truth Poll on X. That was good. What was that? $2 just came in from the ongoing supporter, Bernie Muro, throwing it down. If we can see 10 more of those, thank you, Bernie, for showing the path to keeping GoofOn alive. And seriously, yep, you guys are the way of our success. We do this for you. Thanks, Bernie. Appreciate it, brother. Stephen Greenstreet, he says, my New York Post report about rogue Pentagon agents hunting aliens and ghosts has caused some controversy about my hair. Oh, I don't care. No, we're not going to look at that. I thought it was something else. Then I saw that and I realized. Gandalf El Pulpo. The Greys are silica-based organisms as opposed to carbon-based. Not the true intelligence, but synthetic biological androids dispensed to obtain the subjects of their study. Bob Oshler, former NASA mission specialist. Now, I'm not buying his story. How does he know? How does he know that they're silicon-based? How? See? Impossible. Nobody knows. So, ancient wiring system was found, thanks, Bernie, across the entire Giza plateau. What'd I say? Giza. Gaza. Lady Gaza. Check this out. This is check this out, my Canadians. Check this out.
There's not a really good
Hold on. That's their volume, not mine. Let me make sure. Yep. That's them. If it's a little low, turn it up.
explanation for what this area of the plateau is.
Right.
So this thing has holes in the top of it and holes going in the side. And you can see that they were clearly carving stuff out of this area. I tend to believe that these marks right here are part of the core stuff. And you can see tool marks all in through this area where they were using tools of some sort to excavate all of this. And then this channel just disappears under where the modern road is.
Huh. Oh yeah, you can see it leads.
And I can show you on the other side
where it starts again.
Where the termination of this thing. Okay, so now take a look at this. Look at all this red material.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the first piece that we're going to see of iron oxide and metallic ore minerals that permeate the bedrock of the Giza Plateau. These are hydrothermal metal ore deposits. And these things are not only subsurface, but also deep in the bedrock. We know for sure that the Giza Plateau bedrock is permeated with iron ore caves, like the Tomb of the Birds is literally an iron ore cave and tunnel system. And this material, so we have chemical analysis of this stuff, predominantly iron oxide, but also has other metals like zinc, copper, titanium, platinum, but also precious metals like gold and silver have been found in these metal ore deposits.
What does that mean?
Specifically of interest, and we'll talk about this a little later.
What does that mean?
Are the silicate microspheres. So we've also found fulgurites. in these iron ore deposits. So fulgurites are fossilized lightning, and we found...
Oh, no shit. That's wicked. So they found a lightning strike, right? Isn't that what he just said? Fossilized lightning. So that means the lightning hit the ground and scarred the ground and it fossilized. Isn't that what he just said?
Iron ore deposits. So fulgurites are fossilized lightning, and we found silicate microspheres that are evidence of these fulgurites, which is indicative of high voltage electric current from lightning flowing through these iron veins.
Or it's not lightning, it's electricity of some sort. Okay. Whoa.
In my opinion, this iron vein network spreading across the Giza Plateau was strategically selected for the construction of the pyramids, and it was implemented like a wiring system that connects all of the components off the Giza Plateau. We'll see that as we walk around. I will show you iron veins that connect every single structure on the Giza Plateau.
You know what he's talking about. You know, when you look at, like right here, if you look at the side, the wall right here to the right or his left, where his arm is on that wall, and you could see the different layers of sediment. Now, if there was, I'm just using this as an example, if there was a white line that went all the way, through this thing here, and then it went all around, that's a vein. That's what they mean. It's just like a vein in your body. And you can follow it, and it'll always be in this like 5 feet above the ground, because that's the sediment, depending on the level of the ground and everything. But generally, it'll be in this vein, and he's saying that the vein goes all over. Do you know how impossible that just sounds to me? Unless they made it. Unless they created the layer. I don't know. That seems freaking far-fetched. But I don't know. So he's saying they were using that, and they used it to transfer energy through. I don't know. That's interesting, though, because he says that it looks like the energy was dispersed and it scarred the area just like lightning, fossilized lightning. That's crazy. So I don't know. I'm not an expert, but the way he explained it, that's what it sounds like.
Which is indicative of high voltage electric current from lightning flowing through these iron veins. In my opinion, this iron vein network spreading across the Giza Plateau was strategically selected for the construction of the pyramids, and it was implemented like a wiring system that connects all of the components off the Giza Plateau. We'll see that as we walk around. I will show you iron veins that connect every single structure on the Giza Plateau.
Wow.
And it starts from the core of the Great Pyramid.
That's an interesting find.
The core is literally filled with this.
That's incredible.
That is a really interesting find. I wonder how much validity will come from that, whatever they find out. Pretty cool stuff. All right, what do we got here? Let's get rid of that. Oh, here we go. Let's see. This is working now. I got to show you this. So I personally believe I have one of the best fleet sightings in history, maybe two of the best, and that's not to be said lightly. It's true. And then I see fleet videos from time to time, like the one I'm going to show you now. This is, well, a lot of people love this. And it says, you can clearly see tic-tac UFOs moving in crazy ways. Let's take a look. Oh, this comes from Red Panda Koala. All right, well, for him to post a UFO video like this, it must be good. He doesn't really do it that much. Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, look at this. Look at these three.
And like I said, I'm recording this literally through my
This
iPhone.
one here stayed still.
I'm moving the
Oh,
camera.
come on! What are you
These
doing, you
objects
ass
are-
face?
They look to be round shaped, and it's really
God,
it's like a
it
fleet.
shows the back ass
They're
of a
not weather
head.
balloons. They're not planes.
Jag off.
Definitely
Stop
not
moving!
Helicopters or drones.
Oh my God, I want to kill somebody.
5 p.m. Holy. Did you see?
Shut up!
Look at the speed that thing did. This
Yeah,
is
well, keep it
insane.
on there so we can see it, dick. All right, this is better than mine. No, it's not. It's good though. This is crazy. That is unbelievable. Did you see it take off?
Did you see this?
This guy
Look at the
sucks.
speed that thing did.
Look at the
is
speed
insane.
that
What
thing
the
did.
fuck?
Good English. So it takes off from here to here, goes maybe 100 feet in 2 seconds. So if you do the math on that, that's 1,200 miles an hour. It's pretty quick.
What the fuck?
I don't know, I'm guessing. It's 120 miles an hour. And then they all start disappearing. Oval shape, no lights, / chemtrails, etc. Out of this world. Chemtrails? What's he talking about, chemtrails? Were there chemtrails? I didn't see. I was looking at the dots. Oh, God. That was a good video, I have to admit. All right. This is Mo. I don't know what he means.
This is weird. 1, 2, 3.
It's a good one. But I got to look into it a little further. There's something weird about they all look to be a little bit identical. Like they all have this little thing there and something there, and every one that's almost like too good to be true. Never seen that before. Let's see here.
It's not air. Those are not airplanes.
I don't know. It's a good one. I have to admit. I don't know. A lot of shaking, but we'll come back to that one another day. I want to look into it. Whoa. Here we go. All right. Are humans a product of evolution or an intelligent creation? From the Danny Jones podcast. This is 4 minutes. Oh, this is right. Yeah, okay. So I did want to play this. I meant to do it earlier. So when we talk about aliens and we talk about how did we get so advanced in such a short amount of time? If we were evolved from chimpanzees, we lost the fur and we got our brain grew basically overnight when we figured out fire, I guess. We were able to cook meat and eat more protein, which they say triggered our brains to grow. Not so sure about that. But if you think about it, everything seems to me like a test. It just seems like there's tests put on civilization to see if it can fight. It's almost like a video game. The Sims, test them, see how much you can push them, right? We went through COVID. They let's lock the planet down. Nobody's ever done that before. How do we do it? Oh, yes. Oh, you know who that is? That's right. That's that guy from the murder shows. Oh. So you saw your brother murdered. Yeah, it was disgusting. I saw his head get blown right off. Oh. Yeah, it was blood everywhere. You know what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. So, did we evolve? Or were we created and pushed to our limits, and then they just keep adding more intelligence until we pop
of those chromosomes of that chromosome 2 being fused?
The significance is it gives us our humanness. If we didn't have chromosome 2, you wouldn't have the neocortex. You wouldn't have sympathy, empathy, compassion. You wouldn't have the ability to self-regulate your own biology. And if that was the only one, you could say maybe it's weird, but maybe it's a fluke. But it wasn't the only one. Chromosome number 7. So as a musician, I'm a musician when I'm not doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always, chimpanzees, they share 98% of our DNA. I mean, that's a mind blower, 98%. And so I've always wondered, why can't a chimpanzee sing? You're never going to hear a chimpanzee sing in Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Or if you ever do, shoot me a text because I want to see that. And the question is why? And the answer is because chromosome 7 was stable in all primates for about 175 million years. Stable. All right. All of a sudden, 2 little genes, there was this little switch of these 2 genes that connected our tongue and our jaw and the part of our brain that allows us complex speech and the ability to sing. And guess, just take a wild guess. When do you think that happened?
No idea.
200,000 years ago.
200,000 years ago.
Exactly the same time chromosome 2 was being fused, exactly the time that we appeared on Earth. What are the odds of chromosome 2 being fused and chromosome 7 happening all at the same time?
There we go. He just made the connection.
And the odds are astronomically small because the odds of our genome forming the way it formed is 1 in 10 to the 600th.
What is the conventional explanation for this?
Darwin's theory of evolution suggests that we are the product of a long, slow, gradual process over a long period of time through what is called random mutations. Colloquially, we call it lucky biology.
Okay.
It's kind of like you've referred to Goldilocks conditions on Earth. It's the equivalent of Goldilocks. What are the chances that just the right genes, just the right chromosomes came together in just the right time, to give us our humanness? So you see these kinds of mutations, and scientists say, I mean, this isn't my opinion. This is in those technical, there's a paper from Proceedings National Academy of Sciences. The volume is called Genetics. It says this cannot happen under natural circumstances. Something happened 200,000 years ago to give us our humanness, and we appeared. And now here's the mind blower. 200,000 years later, now we can pull the DNA out of the fossilized remains of ancient forms of life. It used to be science fiction. Jurassic Park was based on the science fiction that they pulled the DNA out of dinosaur bones, and then they brought the dinosaurs to life. They reconstituted them. To the best of my knowledge, we have not reconstituted any forms of life. But in the basement of the Pentagon, somebody, my chair squeaking, somebody up there is doing it. But what we can do, this is what we can do. We can pull that DNA and build a genome, a printout of that genome. And so now we can compare our genome today to the genome of the forms of life that Darwin's theory of evolution says we descended from, and the DNA says we didn't descend from them. We did not descend from Australopithecus. Lucy. We didn't descend from Neanderthal. Now, if you do a DNA test for your ancestry, a lot of people will say, well, I've got Neanderthal DNA, and more in Northern Europe.
Do you need to suspend your disbelief to believe that we are a creation? You know what? It seems like it, because it's hard to believe that we evolved so quickly into what we are. I don't know. I guess we have nothing else to compare it to. And that's the odd thing. So, we don't have any evidence of any alien, current, ancient, anything technologically speaking, we don't have anything. Anything. And what bothers me is we've got over 5 billion cameras now across the entire globe. And I'm not saying, there are no videos or pictures of any of the stuff we need, because we see plenty of stuff, but there's no video of any real that we know of. We may have it on photo, may have it on video, and in a photo. We just don't know what it looks like. We may have seen it several dozen times and dismissed it as a drone, and it could be reverse engineered ancient technological advancements of human civilization from 50, 100, 200,000 years ago. Who knows? Maybe 200,000 years ago, like this guy said, when there was this explosion, maybe that's when they cooked it up and realized, wow, this works well together. It worked on this planet. Let's try it here. We are interesting. But you know what I don't like about human beings? We're so weak. Like, we don't have a shell. So we have ribs. And you can stab us with a knife and we could die. You can shoot us with a BB gun. A BB gun could kill somebody. You know what I mean? If it hits you just right, it can. A 22 can do damage, but a 45 or anything else, you're not going to make it. We're very soft, very vulnerable. And to me, that doesn't make sense on a planet with so many things that could kill us. We don't even have like snake repellent in our bodies. Anything that bites us, we could die from if we're allergic to it. How are we indigenous to this planet is beyond. I don't believe it, really. I don't. Nope. I think we were brought here. I think they cooked us up over somewhere else, maybe in space. I don't know. I'm not buying it. I just never have. I always felt weird as a human. I always felt like Jeff talked about this the other day when he was here. He said, in 5th grade, 5th grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, he always felt like he didn't belong. And he was kind of outcast. For me, I was outcast because I was from New York and I had this funny accent at 10 years old. That's why people thought I was interesting. There was no alien talk till I was 35, 36, whenever, 21 years ago. So strange. But we just don't have any evidence. No, we don't. I know what everybody's thinking. Well, we got crop circle evidence. Yeah, we do. Interwoven crops and the expulsion elbow cavity points, whatever they're called. Those things they heat up from the radiation that's being used, and they pop or almost pop, and you can tell from the center the energy disperses outward. Concentric, less and they're woven. That's how you know they're real. And then you got what? Then you got Nazca lines. You got the petroglyphs all over the world, right? Talking about what? Star beings. The gods. Came down from that. Why are they always coming down from the heavens? What else would you think? My God, it's a god. Where did they get the idea of a god anyway? An all-powerful, all-being light that must come from the sun because they worshiped the sun for a while, right? What's this hot glowing ball? It's got to be part of a god. It's got to be they're watching over us or something, It's the light bulb. They didn't know. But where did they come up with that? Pray to the heavens. Why do we always look up? Because that's where they came from. If they came from down there, they'd go, oh, thank you. We'd always look down, right? We don't go, we go like this. Oh, why? We don't go, why? Unless you're into satanic shit. You don't go, why? It's why. Why? Why do we do that? Well, what's up there that we have to pray for help, forgiveness, the gods, our family? Because that's where we go when we're dead. That's what we were told many moons ago. And I know it's hard to believe. It's that simple. It is. And I don't know what that means. What's out there? Are they talking about living on the moon? Are they talking about just living in space on, well, maybe. What if they're talking about the Galactic Federation all these thousands of years? They've been waiting. And they're like, it's been 8,000 years. When are these people going to get this shit together? We're the Galactic Federation. And we're supposed to wait. It could take thousands of years. I know, Einstein. God, they have so many wars. Then they kill off millions of people. And then we got to wait for all those millions of people to get back on the earth. So there's a certain percentage of people that can actually talk to us with their minds. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Yeah. Huh? All right, who's this? Mark from Jersey? You just figured out a way to talk to aliens. Got it. All right, we'll note it down. Yeah, alien bus. All right, we got a new guy who just, I don't know, he said he woke up, he could talk, he talked to aliens. I guess he met Susie, so we know he's not lying. You see? We need a few 100 million more of you people to call us. And hold on, I'm getting another one. They hung up. Sometimes the connection's weak. They don't figure it out. Hello? I thought you hung up. I didn't hear anything. What? Huh? You just called. I know. You're in. Okay. Alien buzz. I don't know what you guys believe, but think about it. What makes the most sense? Yeah, what makes the most sense to you? I want you to do some homework tonight. When we come back on Monday, I want you to have an answer to this question. Why do our eyes burn? Where did our fur go? Why do our eyes burn when we go outside? Why do we get sunburn? If we're indigenous to this planet, our own sun shouldn't damage us to the point of cancerous cells and burns. My God, the burns. The hair. I'm glad we don't have any more of that thick hair, right, ladies? It'll give a new term to the words bikini wax. We'd have to call it the banana wax, if you know what I mean. What do I mean? That's it. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Tomorrow we do Rich Saves America. Now, when I leave tonight, I'm going to play Rich Saves America as an advertising ploy. I'm just going to play 5 minutes of the thing I just put up today. Yeah, that's right. I'm marrying up the channels just because I want to advertise and show you what work's going on over there. Yeah, maybe you don't like it. Maybe you do. But I feel our constitutional rights are being whittled away every single day. And I got to tell you, it does seem like the government is trying to keep the public out of our own buildings, where 10 years ago, you didn't have to show ID to go into the city hall. Now they want to know what you're doing, why you're there. Why? Why are they doing that? Because when COVID happened, They all went and worked at home, or they made appointments with people, and they loved it. They were setting their own schedule. They were hardly working. Why do you think Trump put that order and everybody's got to go back to work? Because nobody wanted to go back to work. When you go to these places, you're not supposed to show your ID. The only time you show ID to the government, like they want you to sign in and give your ID. They actually have scanners that take your ID and put it in the database. Why? The only time you give ID to the government is if you've broken the law. That's it. You have a Fourth Amendment right to remain private in your own papers, effects, and person. So don't let them get to you. Anyway, that's another channel, but I want to share with you a little bit of the work that's been going on over there. And I know some of you, I see the comments, from the channels and stuff. I know some of you don't like it, and that's just a shame. You just don't get it. But anyway, I want to thank the moderators and super chatters. Thank you very much for making this show stable, keeping us afloat with your support. And thank you very, very much. And thank you, newcomers and veterans. Thanks for keeping the chat room motoring. Sorry, I forgot to put a poll in today. I can't believe that. And, we do it just about. We do truthology for ufology. I do it for you. For you. It's true. He does. We do. All right. We'll see you on the flip. Thank you very much. And if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. It's a shame. Alien bless. Is it illegal to wear a mask in public? Have a good weekend, everybody.
Me to write it down for you. So
I got it on camera.
Oh, that's right.
You said it and so you did. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So yeah, I would say just
what kind of mask. It doesn't say.
It doesn't specifically state. It's one of those
and
things
I've
that if you
checked
look
with
at
lawyers,
for the COVID
and they're
mask,
telling me go ahead and let them arrest you. They say go ahead and let them arrest you for
no, I got
COVID.
I get what you're saying.
And then they'll rewrite
I understand that, and I understand.
They'll never
idea
rewrite
behind
it.
it.
I know.
It's just one of those things that I want to. And I do want to get clarification from the state attorney's office.
Yeah.
This was something
That's
that was
what I
brought
was
to me
just
just
about
now.
to tell you. Yeah, okay. You better call the state
what
attorney or your city attorney.
What they would recommend.
I might be here next week.
That's fine.
We'll have
like I
to
said,
cross that bridge.
you're a citizen of the
So
US.
get all
You
your
go
ducks
wherever you
in a
want, as long
row
as it's not
before
my
you have
property.
to get yourself a civil lawsuit when I come out back to your county again and stand with a mask on in front of a church. That's all
No,
I'm
I got
saying.
you.
Get your
Like I
ducks
said,
in a row.
I do. I mean, obviously, I can't ask them today because it's Sunday and they're not open.
Okay.
But I do want to get clarification on what they would.
Send him an answer.
Take it.
Send him an answer. When you get your answer, send him the answer. Can you do that? Do you have a... Well, no, he'd have to get my email.
You got his. Send him an email.
I have Sean's, the Hardy's.
I can. Well, are you going to respond or send him an email?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll inform him because he's the actual city unit of Inverness.
Okay.
Even though he's a deputy, the city contracts with the sheriff's office to have somebody cover it 24/7.
Yeah.
And I'll get the information and pass it on to him
I'll ask
as
him
well.
about it.
I'm
All
going to
right.
send out a blanket email to the entire agency, focusing on the patrol division, so that way they have clarification of what it comes to it. So that way, if there is any issue and this direct word coming from the state, straight from the state attorney's office,
We don't care about
letting
the
us
state
know
attorney.
what they say, and then go from there.
All right.
I personally don't care about the state attorney. I would challenge you, would have you threaten me with arrest, so I would have standing in court.
I
That's
got
all
you.
it would take.
I understand.
I wouldn't
I
give
understand
you a
what
hard
your idea
time.
behind it is
I'd
about
say,
it.
you want me to take my mask off? If I don't, are you going to arrest me? And if you say yes, that's enough. I have standing in court, and we would end up in court because it's a direct violation of my civil rights. I'm entitled to wear whatever kind of mask I want against COVID because I'm over 65.
Yeah.
And I'm entitled to my privacy in public from you guys and all your cameras and all your crap. And if you want privacy, you're out of luck because you can't cover your face.
Correct.
I can anytime I want privacy, and you can't invade my privacy.
Well, and like I said, so that's why I want to get clarification from
See,
the state
I'm looking
attorney's
at
office.
a violation
and
amendment 4.
completely-
You tell me to take my mask off. You realize
Just give you a
that?
day or two.
Yeah, so I won't be back until Wednesday.
Okay.
All
right.
And same thing with Deputy Hardy. He
Yeah.
won't be back till Wednesday.
Oh,
as well.
perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
tell that
So I would
Attorney
say
General.
Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
If you reach out.
3-ish.
Yeah, I would say that would give us plenty of time.
All right.
To get with them. I'll hit them up first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
When I come out, I'll go up to the state attorney's office and I'll ask them,
Yeah.
I want clarification on this statute.
Because
what they
this
deem it,
auditor
and
says
then
it's a
how
violation
does,
of Amendment 4.
How does the mask for COVID fall into that category? What they say, we need to do when it comes to the legal action of it. And then as long as, they say no, if CDC says it, well then,
go that way.
We go that route.
Yeah.
Like, we follow what the law says.
Yeah.
It's not. It's black and white. I don't try to manipulate the law in any way to, make me look good.
Are you going to tell me the church people pointed that law
No, it
out
wasn't
to
the
you?
church.
Yeah, so
No,
you just sat
the
there and
lieutenant-
tried to find
the
something.
lieutenant,
that-
the lieutenant.
not me.
So you all try to hem us up. See what I'm saying?
Not trying to hem you up.
Try to hem us
It's
up.
called education.
Try to violate our rights.
No. Did I come and
Indirectly,
ask
any
you to
way you
take the mask
can.
off?
Get these guys off the road and make that church happy. Let's go kiss their ass.
He's doing all right.
That's exactly how I feel.
That's how he feels. It's true.
But I'm not mad about it, just so you know.
No, I got you.
All right, you know.
I understand. Like I said, I've watched the videos too. I get it, and you
But
can
I
see.
will,
like,
when you talk to
nothing gets
your
under my
city
skin.
attorney,
Okay.
you tell him that I said it's a direct violation
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna ask
Amendment
him-
4.
I'm gonna
I
ask
get to
him
be
about it.
secure in my person and my papers, and this is part of my person.
And does age come into factor? I don't
Exactly
know.
does.
Well,
I'm-
and then especially with the
I
COVID,
have to wear
right.
COVID.
and I get that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's there's
And
a
I
lot of
can't wear
factors.
one of
So
the
I wanna ask
NCs
about
because
it.
it
I
restricts
wanna
my
get,
breathing.
Yeah.
You tell the
clarification
attorney
on it.
general
The details,
why
that's
I'm
pretty
wearing
broad.
this mask.
Yeah,
These
it is.
masks,
It's very vague.
Yeah.
These masks stop spit. That's all I care about because I spit at people all the
I
time.
beg to differ. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the last audit I did, I spit on a cop 3 times talking to him.
On accident. Yeah,
Unintentional.
accidentally.
There you
So
go.
I wear a mask, and I can't breathe through an N5, whatever.
N95?
Yeah, whatever.
Those
they
are hard to breathe through.
And I was allowed to wear this mask when I worked as a, what did they call us? Necessary workers, when we could go out during the COVID and nobody
Like
else
first
could.
responder.
Steel strings wail, thunder roars, battered heart, open sore.